Capricorn, thank you for joining me on Dragonfly Soul Tarot, and we are going to be doing your Fix Your Love Life love spread today. So I hope you enjoy it. I worked really hard on this. Let's get started. The first card in the past is Justice. In the present, we have the Seven of Wands. In the possible outcome, we have the Chariot. What is heavy is the Two of Wands. What lifts you up is the King of Wands. Okay, now the following cards are going to be clarified in a row, so I'm just going to put card number 6 is the Ace of Swords. Wow, there's a lot of noise today. Sorry about that. Card number 7 is the Ten of Swords. Card number 8 is the Ten of Wands. Wow, a lot of high number cards there. And the final card, number 9, is the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, Capricorn, let us see what is going on and what we can fix, okay? So these first 3 cards are the past, the situation itself, the past, present, and future. And in the past, we have the Justice card. So you were starting a new cycle, perhaps changing your romantic status, either from single to attached or attached to single. In a court of law, we need to stand up for ourselves. So at some point, you needed to stand up for yourself. And this is where the Judgment card comes in, because it brought about a change in your status. Now the next card in the row is the Seven of Wands. So it may have been a change for a change that made things more challenging for you, because the Seven of Wands is about standing up for yourself. And as I said, in a court of law, we need to stand up for ourselves. So there was a lot of conflict in the past, and it seems to be bleeding a little bit into the present. Now, it may not be something that makes you completely single if you are attached, or if you are with someone. It may not be a breakup, but definitely some sort of discord between you. It could be a separation or some sort of divorce or something, but in the future, we have, in the outcome, sorry, not necessarily in the future, in the outcome, this could have already happened, is the Chariot. And the Chariot is you not wanting to really be very serious about things. Possibly all the seriousness in the past made you want to just relax and take things easy, maybe go traveling with someone who lifts your mind, you know, oh gosh, are we gonna have to deal with that all day? Who lifts you up and makes you feel at ease and doesn't weigh on your mind romantically. So yeah, so you're coming out of something very challenging there, Capricorn, and coming into a period of just letting it go and enjoying yourself, and maybe possibly, if you're single, I hope, have some sort of a fling and go traveling and have a little bit of fun. So in terms of being in a heavy-duty relationship right now, you are putting that in the past and all the strife that occurred with that particular relationship. Okay, so now the next card I'm going to look at is what is heavy. What weighs on your mind? The Two of Wands is a decision, some sort of decision. And we see here in the first row that we have heavy energies and we have light energies. And it seems to me like you have some sort of decision to make in terms of choosing. Perhaps you may be thinking of going back to somebody who hurt you in the past, or whether or not to let them go completely. It is something that is constantly on your mind, and that is probably why you just want to let it go and enter a period of breezy, you know, lighthearted, don't get too heavy, or I'm gonna take off on you kind of energy. So that's what's heavy on your mind right now. What lifts you up is a King of Wands. Now this is a good friend. The Wand suit is known for being the good friends of the zodiac, and since he's the king, this is a strong person in your life. It's also possible that if you don't have a person with these attributes near you, that you are going to embrace more of these attributes. Capricorn being an earth sign, very serious, very career-oriented, goal-oriented, perhaps with this change in attitude where you want to be more lighthearted and leave your romantic worries behind for a while, not have to worry about heavy decisions that are weighing on your mind. You may embody the energy of the King of Wands yourself, and that is someone who is gregarious and outgoing and taking advantage of any party that comes along and any gathering, any social event. So yeah, so this is what lifts you up when you're feeling like you can't take it any longer. Remember that there is some sort of outlet around you where you can you know, step out of your Capricorn shell and become a little bit more outgoing, a little bit more like the King of Wands, you know. And you know, sometimes people say fake it till you make it. If you're not feeling it, if you're not feeling gregarious and outgoing and like partying and socializing and being lighthearted, well, just pretend to. And then before you know it, you'll just automatically start acting that way. You know, it would be a nice change of pace from you, from all this heavy energy in the past and litigation and whatever it was that you were having squabbles with someone else. Let it go and just go out and have fun and look for people who are lighthearted as well. Okay, so now the next messages are going to come in tandem, and I'm going to read this card, and this card together. So these are the problems and the issues. Some sort of truth came out about your situation in the past. Something that you couldn't avoid, but perhaps somebody was keeping it from you, and you had to face a very harsh truth, a very harsh reality, and you're dealing with that on a daily basis because you keep getting pulled into this situation. And here we are with the Ten of Swords in the outcome position, because we usually go from past to future, right? The Ten of Swords is betrayal, but it is also the end of the sword suit, which means, you know, you have the beginning here and you have the end here. So you've gone through the entire gamut of this ordeal that you went through recently, and it is time for you to move on, even though in your mind you're still wondering if you can go back and forgive that person or that situation that caused so much anguish for you. Okay, so yeah, so the problem is this betrayal, this hiding of the truth that came out all of a sudden, and you had to deal with it. But it seems to me like you're getting closer to the end of this ordeal, because you know, with the Ten of Swords, you know, there's always a sunset in the card sorry, a sunrise, a sunrise somewhere in the card, in which means that you are going to see the daylight soon. Okay, so now I'm going to read these three cards in tandem. And the Ten of Wands, the King of Wands, and the Wheel of Fortune, which is what you contribute. I'm not sure this is what you contribute. I'm not sure if this is what you're contributing now or something that you contributed before, although I'm looking at the Ten of Wands and I'm thinking that quite possibly you were in a situation where you were how should I say this? Sorry for the pause. I'm looking for the words. You felt like you were being pushed, but you were being nice about it. So you didn't speak up when somebody was pushing you, and they kept pushing you and pushing you and pushing you, and you just kept, you know, you just kept carrying the load without complaining or saying, hey, you know, this is too much. This is really going to cause a problem down the road for me, or even now, sorry, because it's just too much for me to handle. It was just piling up and piling up, and maybe you did try to communicate and it just was falling on deaf ears. So you were carrying most of the burden of the relationship, and or at least you felt that way. So you're also contributing the energy of the King of Wands. So it's entirely possible that you're already aware of the need to kind of slough off that heaviness from the... Ooh, I'm getting really excited here about what you're reading. Sloughing off that heaviness about the Ten of Wands and embracing the energy of the King of Wands. So maybe you were already aware of it and you're already starting to make changes to be more outgoing and lighthearted and not so heavy. Whatever it was that was so heavy in your life, you are discarding it. You are saying, okay, goodbye to it. I am going to embrace the energy of the King of Wands, and I am going to try to be a happier person, try to be a better friend, try to have more peace of mind, because out of all the suits, I believe maybe the cups as well, but the wands, they have the most peace of mind. They know who they are, they're confident in themselves, and they just say, this is who I am, world, deal with it. Okay, but in the future we have the Wheel of Fortune, which it means taking a risk. What are you looking to risk romantically? Is it a big risk for you to become more like the King of Wands and be more open and honest and outgoing? Do you feel like you may get hurt again? Well, the cards are suggesting that you do take a risk. If you meet someone, maybe you're meeting someone with the energy of the King of Wands, perhaps they're worthwhile to bring into your life. Just make sure, see, the Wheel of Fortune is all about risk. You want to make sure that you don't risk more than you're willing to lose. And after coming out of all this energy here, you really, really want to be careful and take your time and get to know. But it seems to me like some really good energies are coming into your life, Capricorn. And, you know, with the Wheel of Fortune showing up and advising you that it might be a good idea to take a risk, what have you got to lose, right? One of the most important things that we do in our lives is meet someone we love and love them as much as we can. So the advice would be to take a risk on love if you meet someone who is worth it. Okay, someone who embodies a more energetic, light-hearted view. Okay, so here is your final advice, Capricorn. We are taking the 4 card, the 2 card, and the 5 card to say, make a decision, fight for what you want, and be more like the King of Wands. It seems like this entire reading kind of revolves around this King of Wands and that Wands energy, which maybe you feel like you're lacking. Maybe you have gone too long being oppressed and in this dark, litigious energy. It's time to embrace the King of Wands energy and be more self-confident. Not that the earth signs are not self-confident, but be more outwardly self-confident. Be more outgoing. Be more sociable. Get out there and enjoy the world, okay, Capricorn? Well, that's your Fix-It Love reading for today. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know how that resonates for you. Your advice is to embrace the energy of the wand suit and take a risk. Where you see a good chance that there may be some love coming in for you, take a risk, okay, Capricorn? Thank you so much for being with me today. We'll see you next week. Please make sure to subscribe, comment, and like my videos. And I'm going to say it. Please tell 2 friends about my readings because they may need to have this, they may need to hear this message. Okay, thanks again, Capricorn. See you next week. Bye-bye.